Dear ladies and gentlemen, there are moments in life when you feel like giving up. Moments when the weight on your shoulders feels too heavy, when the race seems too long, when the obstacles keep piling up. But let me remind you today, races are not always won by the fastest, nor battles by the strongest. Life's victories belong to the resilient, to the ones who keep showing up when others quit, to the ones who refuse to let failure be their final chapter, to the ones who keep pressing forward even when everything inside them screams to stop. Resilience is the ability to get knocked down and rise again, to be stretched but not broken, to be pushed but not crushed. Resilience is what separates those who finish the race from those who watch from the sidelines. You don't need a perfect start, you don't even need a perfect pace. You just need the courage to keep running when it hurts, to keep believing when it looks impossible, to keep fighting when it feels like you have nothing left. The truth is, storms will come, setbacks will happen. Life will test your endurance, your patience, your strength, and your faith. But resilience whispers, this is not the end, this is the training ground. Every trial builds muscle, every challenge develops grit. Every obstacle is shaping you into the person who can handle the prize at the finish line. So, don't despise the detours. Don't quit because of the delay. Don't surrender because of the pain. Remember this, resilience doesn't just help you finish the race. It makes you stronger, wiser, and more prepared for the next one. And when you cross that finish line, you'll look back and realize it wasn't the sprint that got you there. It wasn't luck, talent, or opportunity. It was resilience, the unshakable decision to never stop running, no matter how hard it got. 10 key points of speech. Resilience wins races. Resilience is more powerful than raw talent or speed. The race of life is won by those who refuse to quit. Every setback is an opportunity to build inner strength. Resilience means getting back up after every fall. Pain and pressure are the training ground for greatness. Delays don't mean denial. Resilience turns waiting into growth. Storms test your endurance but also reveal your strength. Quitting is easy. Resilience is rare. Finishing the race requires heart, not just skill. Resilience doesn't just get you to the finish line. It transforms you along the way. Resilience is more powerful than raw talent or speed because it's the one quality that sustains you long after excitement has faded and natural gifts have run out of steam. Talent can open a door, speed can give you a head start, but only resilience will keep you moving when the ground beneath you shakes, when the door slams in your face, and when the path is no longer smooth. Think about it. How many people do you know who started strong, full of energy and brilliance, only to fizzle out because the moment they faced resistance, they stopped running? The truth is, talent without resilience is fragile, like a candle in the wind. It shines bright for a moment, but dies the moment the storm arrives. Resilience, on the other hand, doesn't depend on how fast you are or how naturally skilled you may be. It depends on your willingness to endure, to push through, to adapt and overcome. A resilient person is not intimidated by slow progress because they understand progress is still progress, no matter how small. They are not defined by failure because every failure becomes a stepping stone. They don't collapse under pressure because they know pressure shapes character, just like fire purifies gold. When you rely on talent alone, you will eventually hit a wall. There will always be someone faster, someone stronger, someone more gifted. But resilience is an equalizer. It doesn't matter if you start behind. It doesn't matter if your resources are limited. It doesn't even matter if life has knocked you down repeatedly. If you have resilience, you have the power to outlast and eventually outrun those who seemed far ahead. The one who endures longer always has the final say. So many people misinterpret success as belonging only to the talented or privileged, but history tells us otherwise. Every great achievement, every breakthrough, every dream fulfilled carries the fingerprints of resilience. Those who refuse to quit when others walked away are the ones who reach the finish line. Resilience is not glamorous, it doesn't always get celebrated in the moment, but it always delivers results in the end. And that is why resilience is far greater than talent or speed. It is the engine that carries you to victory when every other advantage has faded away. Obstacles in life are not meant to destroy us. They are meant to refine us, to shape us into stronger versions of ourselves. Every challenge you face, every barrier that seems to stand in your way, is not there by accident. It has a purpose. It's either to teach you something you could not have learned any other way, or to prepare you for something greater than you can see right now. Too often we look at obstacles as proof that we are on the wrong path, but in reality, they are often confirmation that we are on the right path, because no path leading to greatness comes without resistance. When you push against resistance in a gym, your muscles grow. The same principle applies to life. When you push against the resistance of failure, heartbreak, disappointment, or rejection, your inner strength grows. Without obstacles, you would never develop endurance, patience, or perseverance. If everything was easy, you would never know what you are truly capable of. Obstacles reveal your capacity. They uncover the hidden strength that you didn't even know you had until you had no choice but to draw it out. Every obstacle is a test. It asks you, do you want this badly enough? Are you willing to stretch beyond your comfort zone to claim what you say you desire? Many people fail not because they lack potential, but because they see the first wall and assume it means the journey is over. But those who win in life are the ones who see the wall and say, if I can't climb it, I'll go around it. If I can't go around it, I'll dig under it. If I can't dig under it, I'll find a way through it. Obstacles don't end your story. They invite you to write a stronger one. The greatest breakthroughs often come wrapped in the disguise of a setback. That rejection may be the redirection you needed. That delay may be preparing you for a greater opportunity. That loss may be teaching you compassion and depth that success alone could never provide. But you only discover this truth if you choose to endure, if you refuse to let the obstacle define you. So instead of shrinking back when you face a challenge, lean into it. Let it stretch you, let it grow you, let it build the kind of resilience that no easy road could ever offer. Obstacles are not the enemy. They are the very material out of which your destiny is constructed. Without them, you would never be prepared to carry the weight of the victory waiting for you. There comes a point in every race, in every pursuit of greatness, where the body screams, the mind whispers quit, and everything in you wants to give up. That is the breaking point, and it is also the defining point. Resilience is not proven when you're full of energy, when everything feels easy, and when momentum is on your side. No, resilience is revealed when exhaustion sets in, when nothing is going the way you planned, and when giving up looks more logical than pressing forward. That's when your true character shows. Endurance is about making the choice to keep moving even when your strength feels spent. It's about taking the next step when the finish line seems a million miles away. Life doesn't reward those who sprint fast at the start, but those who can endure until the end. The race isn't about who starts first or who looks the strongest halfway through. It's about who refuses to quit. There are countless stories of people who weren't the most talented, weren't the most gifted, but they had one thing others didn't. They simply refused to stop. That tenacity, that grit, that unshakable determination, those qualities carried them to victory. When endurance becomes your mindset, you stop measuring progress only by how quickly you reach your goals. Instead, you start valuing the fact that you're still standing, still moving, still showing up, even after failure, after pain, after setbacks. Endurance teaches you that you don't need to win the whole race today. All you need to do is take one more step, and then another, and then another. That's how great victories are built, step by step, decision by decision, through the power of not giving up when it would be easier to collapse. The beauty of endurance is that it multiplies strength. Each time you choose not to quit, your capacity grows. Each time you take one more step, even through pain, your inner resilience gets stronger. Over time, you find yourself able to withstand storms that once would have crushed you. You discover that what once broke you can no longer touch you, because endurance has carved out in you a strength that cannot be shaken. And that strength becomes the very thing that carries you not only to the finish line of one race, but through every race of your life. Sometimes the hardest chains to break are not the ones the world puts around you, but the ones you put on yourself. Fear, doubt, insecurity, and comparison are invisible shackles that keep people from running their race with freedom. You can be talented, gifted, even called for greatness. But if your mind is trapped in the belief that you are not enough, you'll run in circles instead of forward. Resilience, however, is the power to refuse those lies and to keep moving in truth. It is the discipline of silencing the voice of fear and amplifying the voice of faith. Resilience is not only about the body, it's deeply about the spirit. It is a decision to say, I will not bow to discouragement. I will not let fear dictate the boundaries of my life. I will not let yesterday's mistakes determine today's potential. Many people are waiting for courage to come before they move, but resilience is about moving while still afraid. It's about taking steps forward even when trembling. Every great victory in history was built not on the absence of fear, but on the refusal to let fear control the outcome. This is why resilient people become unstoppable. They may face rejection, but they bounce back. They may stumble, but they rise again. They may face seasons of silence where no one applauds, but they keep showing up with faith. Their mindset becomes unbreakable because they've trained themselves to see setbacks not as barriers, but as stepping stones. Resilience transforms wounds into wisdom, losses into lessons, and obstacles into opportunities. It's what turns a victim into a victor. And when resilience takes root in your spirit, it changes the way you view pressure. Instead of running from challenges, you lean into them because you know they will produce growth. Instead of avoiding struggles, you embrace them as training for the next level of your destiny. What once looked like chains now look like weights in a gym, tools to strengthen, not to confine. The chains of fear, doubt, and comparison lose their power when resilience becomes your daily choice. You stop asking, can I handle this? And start declaring, this will not break me. I was built for this. Dear friends, there comes a point in life when you must realize that resilience is not only about bouncing back from hardships. It is about staying consistent in the ordinary, unseen moments. Many people think resilience is only needed in crisis, but the truth is, it is just as vital in the daily grind. It takes resilience to wake up every morning when you feel like quitting. It takes resilience to keep showing love when people don't return it. It takes resilience to keep giving your best at work, in your family, in your calling, even when no one is watching or applauding. This quiet perseverance is what shapes giants. When you refuse to give up in the little battles, you build the muscles for the bigger ones. Think about an athlete. They don't just train for the championship on the day of the game. They train in the long, unseen hours when no one is in the stands. The sweat, the pain, the routine, the discipline. That is where champions are born. In the same way, your resilience in the hidden places, in the moments nobody sees, is building a strength inside you that will carry you through the battles everyone will one day see. Resilience also means choosing to keep faith alive when everything around you looks opposite of what you're hoping for. It's in those seasons where prayers seem unanswered, doors seem closed, and progress feels invisible that resilience whispers, "Don't stop now." The breakthrough might not come overnight, but each day you choose not to quit, you are planting seeds of victory. Resilience is not a one-time act, it's a lifestyle, a mindset, a rhythm of refusing to stop no matter how slow the progress feels. And here's the truth, resilience is contagious. When you demonstrate it in your life, it inspires others. People may not tell you, but they are watching how you carry yourself. Your ability to endure storms with grace, to walk through the fire without losing your faith, to keep building even when the foundation is shaking, it speaks louder than words. Others will draw strength from your strength. Your resilience becomes a testimony that encourages them not to give up on their own journey. At the end of the day, resilience is not about proving to others how tough you are. It's about proving to yourself that you are stronger than the storm. Every time you rise after falling, every time you choose hope over despair, every time you keep moving forward in spite of fear, you declare to life itself that you will not be defeated. That spirit of resilience becomes your legacy, echoing long after the moment has passed, reminding the world that no matter what tried to break you, you stood tall and pressed on.